In today's video, we're going to take a look at a case that has more than the original one. Last time we talked about Df800, and today we're going to talk about Df800 Flux. So what's it all about? What does it have compared to the past model, and what are the advantages here? Stay tuned and let's check it out. As I stated in the beginning, we have Df800 Flux from Antec, and this case is definitely much more appealing than the Df800, but not because of the design or anything else, because the design is actually the same. We have more fans, and since it goes into the Flux family, we have three addressable RGB fans on front. You have a standard non-RGB fan at the back, at the rear, 120, and on the power supply shroud you get another one that blows directly to your graphic card. This means we get 5 fans compared to the original Df800, which you got only one fan, and same amazing front panel that really does look outstanding. Now I know you guys like more fully meshed front. I mean, who doesn't, to be honest? But this front mesh part turned out to be just alright and gives the components inside a new lower temperatures. Now I think we did almost the same build last time, because we have the 5600G on the processor, we have RTX 3070 Supreme X, and basically this time, well, I think the last time I did as well, placed a 360 AIO on top. This is Symphony 360 ARGB. Now here's the catch. As on the past model, you do need to lower down the fan, because it kind of, check this out. You have to lower it down because the AIO won't fit, so it loses about half a centimeter of height, but that's not a problem because you still have like 3 centimeters of possibility of moving the fan, and that's it. Now the fan on the power supply shroud, you're already used to the Flux family, you already know everything about it, but the cool thing is you get 3 addressable RGB fans on front, which give you nice intake and you don't have to buy extra fans. Now they're all connected to the addressable RGB hub at the back, which also consists of headers, so you can connect everything there and then connect everything directly to your motherboard. This gives you a possibility to control the speeds and control the RGB. Quite amazing. Now when we're talking about the size of the case, there's literally loads of space here. We can add one more fan here beneath on the power supply shroud. You have an opening here for the power supply, but as we stated before, it's all up to you to choose. You can always cover it up with some plexi or steel or whatever to just cover the power supply, and you don't have to watch it. Nevertheless, the temperatures here are quite amazing, and we got on processor 5600G, so 360 radiator, 61 Celsius degrees after half an hour. I actually totally forgot about the tests. I just left it running over there and it went up to 61 Celsius degrees. It actually bounces from 60 to 61 and it's quite amazing. The GPU runs at 61 as well, and I would say that's quite normal. I think this GPU at full load, I mean this was full load, but in different variations, in different cases, can go up to 70 Celsius degrees, so 9 degrees Celsius lower is outstanding. This gives you some opinion about the whole case and everything, and especially since we're talking about AIDA 64 Extreme Edition system stability test. Now this build was basically something that I wanted to try and to see how it will perform compared to the past model, and it really did perform. Now when we're talking about the looks, of course the interior is almost the same as in majority of Antec cases, but the front panel is what they change and what gives their cases some personality, I would say. This case really does look outstanding, and the front panel is without a doubt combination of plastic here on the edges. Then we have some tempered glass right here, and of course meshed part with I would say diamond shaped cuts that look quite nice, as on the Df800. And if you wish to check out the video, you can check it out right here in this card. But at the back, as I said, you already have a controller that you can connect all the addressable RGB, so you don't have to worry about too much addressable RGB parts in your system. And to connect them to your motherboard, you can just connect everything at the back on the controller, connect the SATA power just to give more juice to the RGB and the fans, and then control them through your motherboard. It's simple as that. This build, some different variation of colors I wanted to test out to see how it looks, maybe for some future custom builds, not color schemed builds, but black, white and blue really does look outstanding, so I might even consider doing some custom build with it. But all in all, we have a couple of Antec products here as well. So the Df800 Flux, we have the signature platinum 1000 watts, even though this system doesn't need it, but I wanted to use as much Antec products here as I could possibly use. Then we have the Symphony 360 Addressable Rgb, which is outstanding AIO. And of course, finally, we have Antec Katana's DDR4 RAMs, which are 4 times 8 gigs, 3200 megahertz. In this system, it's quite cool to actually have, well, not in this system, but in general, it's quite cool to have majority of one brand if you don't want to take your OCD or something like that. But getting the build already pre-assembled in terms of getting so much fans is quite outstanding. Let's not forget, the Symphony 360 already comes with addressable RGB fans, a nice pump top, and quite cool combination when you're talking about pre-installed fans on your radiator, which means gives you less hassle when building a PC and saves you time. Now at the back, apart from the addressable controller, we have a SSD bracket, and at the bottom we have a hard drive cage that can accommodate either two 3.5-inch hard drives. One can be placed on top and one can be placed in the caddy. Or if you're not into that much hard drives, you can go with one 3.5-inch hard drive, one SSD on top, or two 2.5-inch SSD. At the back we also have Velcro ties that you can manage your cables nicely. And here on the side, even though it does look a bit plain, you can place your SSDs here and make it a bit more interesting. You know, if you have a Dressable Rgb 2.5-inch SSD, it can look quite nice. So all in all, I would say it's pretty nice case when we take into consideration Df800, Df800 Flux, Df700 Flux, and all those cases that go, I would say, in the airflow cases, and without a doubt something quite cool and nice, especially for the price. The rhyme wasn't intended, it was just there. So yeah, I mean, another cool Antec case, which definitely is a mid-tower with loads of space. You can place 360 on front, you can place 120 at the back, you can place 280 at front if you decide to do so. And you have loads of clearance for the VRM heatsink and for the RAM, so you could place 280, 360 or 240, depends what you want, on the top without any issues with the RAMs or the heatsink from the motherboard. So guys, I think I have to say big thumbs up to Antec for this build, even though they just added more fans to the original case, but still it definitely deserves a performance badge, just because the temperatures and everything that you get here inside already pre-installed, let's put it that way. The only thing that you need to tie up to screw in is the fan on the power supply shroud, depending on where you want to position it, here on far at the back or here on front. But my advice, place it here, because the front fan blows the air directly here before the power supply and picks up the air to the GPU, and that's why we're getting, well, almost the same temperatures at the CPU, 60 to 61. So yeah, that's it. Placing the links below for the Df800 Flux from Antec, so you can check out the prices and where to buy it. And finally, don't forget to subscribe if you think this channel deserves it. Don't forget to like the video and click the notification bell for future content. Thank you for watching today's one, and hopefully I will see you in another. Bye bye.